We got a spectating bronze with a Cloak and Dagger player that is bronze 1. And it reads, Cloak and Dagger Spider Islands, PC with a controller. Oh my god, you are just nerfed at every corner. Hi Flats, I've recently found your videos on YouTube and I liked your content. Oh, thanks. This is the first hero shooter that made me interested in trying it. Oh, cool. I found that I love the support role, and after trying a few different characters, I landed on Cloak and Dagger as my main. This is a match where we won. It's about on the better side of an average performance for me, so slightly above average, okay, and not my best. I play in a party with the Rocket. You play with a Rocket play? Oh god, you are nerfed at every corner. I'm sorry. And while we've managed to climb to bronze 1, we can't seem to escape into silver. I'm aware of many of my mistakes. Like I have a habit of shooting at nothing. Or rather, when I don't need to. That I'm working on, and I'm still learning how to utilize Cloak. But you're pretty good at pointing out things that I don't know or didn't notice. And I enjoy your videos, and I wanted to hear your thoughts. I don't have a Twitch account, so I won't be watching you on there. And I understand if that means you decide to skip me. Oh, this is like a heartfelt letter. But I do watch you on YouTube, hopefully, to find this worthwhile. Either way, thank you for your time. Wait, this is actually so sweet. I'm not gonna lie, though, that is a diabolical win rate. Oh, girl, that's a 38% win rate. Oh. This is season 0, but this season they have climbed in that since then. Okay, I'm still gonna look at it anyways, because when they actually submitted this, they were still bronze. Definitely playing with a Rocket, though, it ain't helping that much. Not that Rocket's bad. I think Rocket's probably a little overhated, but you don't need more healing in these ranks.
2, 1. Get ready. Here come the bad guys.
Okay. So there's already a glaring thing that you're looking at here. You notice that there's something weird. Nobody's here. Nobody's in front of you. Now, granted, I know going out the main door is probably the right play, but you're playing support. You're not playing tank. Unfortunately, tanks get to set the tempo of the game. They get to figure out where you're going, right? You don't have to always play behind your tank. You can do other things. But if they're hardcore holding your door, I want to see how long it takes you to recognize that you need to figure something else out. This should be obvious at the start, though. It should be almost instantly obvious. Okay. We're about 15 seconds in and we just barely have left spawn. Get exiled. That's okay. You're gonna die here. No, your Rocket's helping you. You don't really need to destroy that right away. I would honestly just work on healing. That's fine. I mean, it's not bad that you destroyed it, just like... Okay. So first things first, right? I know you're playing Cloak and Dagger, and you're just basically gonna have to heal bot the entire time. But you're also on controller, so it's like, you're a little bit nerfed playing controller on PC. I don't know what the aim assist looks like on this game, but I don't think it's super strong. That being said, I feel for you, because you're probably gonna be stuck just healing things the entire game and not doing a whole lot of damage. So it's going to be a little bit tough. This guy up here, though, is probably going to be someone you want to keep an eye on, because they're the only one that's really here to help you. Okay, looked up in once. Go over and help the Thor. Were you out of ammo there? I think you just reloaded, hadn't you? Oh, no, you didn't. Okay. All right, so I want to see you using your bubble more. You haven't used it almost, I don't think at all yet. You haven't used your window. Yeah, so you haven't used your bubble, which is your right bumper here in this case, or your window at all. The bubble is the best thing. So basically, the way you want to play with the bubble is you just want to pop it on your tanks wherever they're fighting. Like, that's the best thing you can do with it. So, the other thing you can do is locations. So, if you're not too confident in your aim, what you can do is pick spots, right? And so, I would either pick this corner here or this corner here. This is where people will fight a lot. And then your team, it also encourages your team to play in better spots. Like, playing support is kind of like being a shepherd sometimes, where like you kind of have to lead the flock in the right direction. You can't scare them. You can't yell at them. They'll all scatter. But like if you give them treats and you put them in the right spot, aka put like healing on this corner, it'll make them play on the corner. It'll make them play in cover, right? It kind of makes them, it kind of like puppets them over to where you want them to go. There's small little psychological things you can do. Luckily, Cloak and Dagger is kind of an auto aim left click, so you don't have to worry too much about aiming. But I know that mechanics are probably going to be a big issue here. All right, so they ulted already. That's a really kind of a terrible ult from them. Yeah, I see what you mean on that. I'm shooting at nothing thing. You know why you're doing that though is because you're just kind of like turning your brain off and holding the trigger, and you're not actually thinking about clicking or pulling the trigger on enemies. You're just holding it and hoping that the auto aim kind of does its thing. Also, there was somebody top right, I believe, that you probably could have taken a look at up there. Are they still alive? Yeah, they're fine actually. You probably saw them before. I think I saw them a little while ago, and I would just keep them in mind. Not saying you would have known that they were low HP. It's just something that I would have checked on every once in a while. I don't even think you know that they're there, though. Not saying like you should run up there and heal them right away, but you should be definitely paying attention to flanks. Like, helping your DPS on the flanks will do wonders. Because especially in these ranks, here's how it goes. In these ranks, every fucking player on the planet, from the 6-year-old who's playing with his dad to the 75-year-old who's trying to play with their grandkids, understands on support that you stand behind the tanks and you shoot at them to heal them. Everyone knows that. If you don't do anything but do that, you will just be where you're at. Because both teams can do it, right? You have to learn how to heal the flanks. You have to learn how to do damage. You have to learn to use your abilities, right? If you just sit there and hold left click and hold healing or hold damage on your tanks, nothing will happen, right? You basically are just at the mercy of your tanks being better than theirs. Or their supports sucking. And that's not a good way to win. Okay. How do you deal with that? You're gonna have to look around more. You don't really look around very often. Also, I don't think you've used your cloak form almost at all. So if you don't know, the cloak blind is so useful because it also makes them vulnerable, which they take more damage. So if you catch their tanks fighting with your tanks and you see they're kind of low HP, you can flip over, you can pop your bubble, right click or right bumper in your case on the ground so they're getting healing. Hell, you can right bumper or put the bubble down, then wall, which you haven't done almost at all, flip over to cloak, and then hit them with the blind, and it blinds them, makes them vulnerable, and if they're low HP, you're gonna kill them. Like, your team will kill them. You can set those up. You haven't used it at all though, so like you're not even using half of your click or your kit yet. Heal bots are waiting to get carried. I don't think it's as cynical as that. I don't think people will like, oh, these heal bots just want people to come boost them. They just don't understand. They haven't learned it yet, and that's okay. They're not bad people or bad players. They literally just don't know any better yet. Okay. Not a bad ult. Not a bad ult at all, actually. Okay, everyone kind of hit all their buttons, though, unfortunately. I would rather see you ult than not ult. The only thing now is, what are you going to do when they're tank soul? You're probably going to get rolled. And the reason you're probably going to get rolled is because you don't use your cloak form at all. So what's probably going to happen is one of three things. One, you're going to get Moon Knight ulted. Two, their stranger's going to walk up, hit you with a big Eye of Agamotto. Or three, their Hulk's just going to have and run you down. One of these three things I have a feeling is about to happen. Or you're going to get caught in the Wolverine ult, but that would be a bit of an unlucky.
Now might be a good time to stop them.
Now, that ult would be okay if you were using your cloak form, but you're not using your cloak form. So now you don't have a bailout. Okay. Honestly, just take a step back or two, just help push cart. Like, it's not a big deal, but it's like you're just standing here anyways. Actually, now you could walk up. Now you can walk up and help your tanks a little bit.
Get ready. Here come the bad guys.
Oh, your rockets do it, actually. It's fine. Although, I'd like to see you do it instead. Versus them. Luckily, their Wolverine's not that good. Like I said, you could have got caught in the Wolverine ult, but it would be a bit unlucky. Luckily, it was on your side. So you still haven't used your window or your bubble at all. Another great opportunity, put the bubble right here on this corner. It encourages your tanks to play in the bubble, play in around corners here. Yeah, you're winning the fight, but you're not really contributing a whole lot. At least right now. No bubble still, no window still. You are playing, I don't know how you just killed someone, but nice. You're basically playing shitty Kovacs with like people around, you know? Light a building the prime.
There's still a chance to stop them.
So like right now, yeah, you're not doing anything right now. Wait, you lived! Wait, you lived! That was pure luck. I'm sorry, that was pure fucking luck. Like you should have died here 9 million times out of 9 million.
Foes have found us.
The moon haunts you.
You actually legitimately got lucky with the talon placement. Like the talon placement was like not on the favor of landing on you, but you probably would have died because you literally got hit by one single one. You did bubble there finally, but wait, I thought it was the Thor one. You did finally bubble. Okay, you did finally bubble, but it was for yourself, which is fine. You end up capping anyways. But here's one thing. I know you don't have the experience yet, and that's okay. It'll come with time. But like, you also do the you do the biggest deer in the headlights moment. You actually get stun locked. You can see it in real time because you go AFK, just standing here on the cart like la 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 la. Everything's fine. What? What's that? You actually see the brain lock up in real time when you just stare at the portal like, what's that thing? And then just kind of like, yeah, right, even right there, after you heal yourself, kind of like, oh shit, what do I do? Okay. It should not take you that long. It takes way too fucking long. What's their cloak doing? That's weird. All right. This is definitely some gameplay right now. Throw a bubble in that corner. Throw a bubble right here. Did you see your Thor fighting up here? No, don't get me wrong, right? He ends up going forward, right? But if he does get in trouble there, you throw it at the cart here, you throw it at the corner or whatever is over here. If he gets low, it encourages him to back away, because that's what's gonna happen, right?
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
Bro, okay, listen. I love you guys, but my chat is not Google search. Please stop typing why no rivals on PSN? How play rivals on PSN? Literally type into Google, is PlayStation Network online right now? And it will say no. My chat is not Google. Please. Stop typing in all caps like your grandma got access to your Twitch account. Listen, this is like the 50th one since I've started watching this 10 minutes ago. I'm begging you. Please. Anyways. Another. Okay, so you do end up dying there, but like the second this comes out, I would have loved to see you immediately switch to the cloak form and try to go for a fade or something. But you go for the damage on the Moon Knight thing, which is like you don't recognize danger, right? Like danger is there all running at you and you taking damage. You should have immediately flipped to that and go for the fade, but you don't go for the fade. You go to shoot the Moon Knight unk, which is like completely wrong. Right? It's completely wrong. You actually could have even ulted. Ulting would have been okay too, but you either gotta prioritize your life or, actually. Yeah, I'd save your ult. This is kind of lost. Just wait. I wouldn't go out there though. I'd still in spawn. Help your witch! Help your witch! Help your witch! Help your witch! So, listen, I've been trying to be nice on you right now. Like, it's your first hero shooter. I genuinely am trying to be nice. What the fuck are you looking at? There's a giant glowing indicator screaming out in the corner, flying. And it's taking damage. And you're busy shooting the strange shield, right? So it's like, you're doing basically pebbles for damage. Like the amount of damage you're doing is as if you were like kicking gravel onto someone's shoe, right? How the strange died? Because they didn't flip their shield in time. They just sat there, didn't understand. That being said, it's because it's bronze, right? Like that's what's gonna happen. But like, you need to understand that your other teammates are gonna need help sometimes, and actually you can help enable them. I don't know if I would ultimate that. You were probably gonna win this. You could have probably saved this. because you had the Strange ult going. Not Strange ult, sorry, Captain America ult going. Okay, you're actually doing cloak damage, but you have not used your window, the thing that makes her invulnerable, a single time.
That took the edge off. Thanks.
Did my guy disconnect? What the fuck is this? So this would be a great time again to be in the cloak form. I'd pop my bubble right here on my teammate on the back of the cart, boom. So you can both be safe. Pop cloak form, and then you blind him. And then after the blind's over, you can fade away. He literally won't kill you. He does not have the mechanics to kill you. But if you run into him right now, okay, there we go. Finally, finally a fade. But he kind of left you alone at that point, so it was a little bit late. But you still have not used your blind a single. Listen, right? I know you said this is like your average or above average game, but there's a reason why you won this. They're fucking horrendous. Like, their team is legitimately fucking useless. Even though this probably looks like a really good game on paper, you haven't really done much, right? Like, you are genuinely just kind of a sitting in the back heal bot, right? And it's like, anyone can do that, right? Anyone can sit there and just literally hold left click on their tanks. But you have not provided impact on the game almost at all. That was your first, I think, use of the window, and it was on like 2 almost full HP targets sitting in the corner, right? I'd put a bubble in the corner or something, or hell, you know what, like, remember what I said about the puppet dancing, like forcing your team to do what you want? Throw the bubble right here where your cap's in. That forces your Thor to be like, oh, the bubble's up there, I can go get healing in that. And then also it makes the Captain America stay in that area so it doesn't go too deep. You're gonna be hearing that notification for a while, because I can't do big groups of gifted notifications, they do them individually, so good fucking luck. I'd love to see a bubble usage at some point. Again, on this corner. Oh, you did finally use the window. That's good. You're gonna walk into that, aren't you? Oh, you finally did fade! You danced with death, though. You were in this ult for 9 years. Like, this needed to be so much quicker. You are on the edge of the ult the entire time. I'm actually genuinely like in awe how you survived. Because I think you faded like the last talent. Like the very last one. Also, Crystal Lee, thank you for the fresh membership as well on the YouTube side. Appreciate you. You only seem to bubble yourself as like a selfish thing, and that's not the way you use it. Cloak form to maybe pressure the Moon Knight. You finally did a window! Do you see how fast he exploded, by the way? Did you see how fast he fucking went poof? Yeah, the Hello might have been hitting him too, but like, you could have done that the second he jumped you instead of like panicking and looking around, because this takes you a solid 8 seconds to react. Like, this isn't just normal like reaction speed. This is like straight up grandma level reaction, right? Because here is it. Ready? Getting pressured. Here he comes. Here we are at 7:43.
Us against the world.
No exaggeration, it took you 10 seconds to make the correct decision. It took you 10 full seconds. Even though you eventually come to the right decision, it can't take you 10 seconds, right? You need to cut this down to like minimum 2, 3, max, right? Or not minimum 2, sorry, max like 2 or 3, right? So it's like you gotta pick up the pace somewhere. I know that comes with time, but you don't even use the abilities really. So unless you're even trying to do those things, or you're not going into a game thinking about doing that more, you're not gonna do it. Help your witch. Help your witch. I don't even think you even recognize that the ult was going off. This is an interesting ult. You guys are down a bunch. Okay, you know what? You got the amplifier. Okay, you know what? This is actually a good learning moment. This is actually a fucking great learning moment. This is the first time the entire fucking game you have not been a heal bot. And even though it was not a great ult, you're all stacking ults, and you're gonna fucking delete everyone right there. That is the first time the entire game that you have had impact. And you know, it was off of a not great ult, because their team was hard staggered, your team was hard staggered, but you got 3 because you used the cloak form on their backline. They don't heal each other, and the amplifier. That's impact.
You'll need
I hope you recognize the difference between standing there and healing your tanks and hoping they win the game and you actually doing stuff. Wait, what did I just read? Damn flats is harsh on these newbies? My sweet angel, you poor thing. You think I'm being harsh? I've got the biggest kid gloves on at the moment. I am being literally as nice as I can be. This is like baby gloves. You haven't been here a very long time. I'm sorry. I know that. I know that for a fact. Because it's I'm like coddling a baby right now. You don't want to see that side. That side gets real mad real quick. All right, let's go.
4, 3, 2, 1. Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Okay, been there, done that. Your cap dies because of it. Listen. I'm not gonna harp on you for that. I've been there, done that. Right. What I am gonna harp on you though, is you see him low HP. I would have popped a bubble right here. Put a throw in this corner. Boom. He runs straight through it. Yeah, he keeps running, but you give him a bunch of healing on the way by. You don't bubble him. You don't give him a window. Nothing. You just try to left click him again, and then that happens. Like, listen, I've done that too. Okay, it happens. Help your witch. Listen, your tanks are gonna be like, that's the thing about tanks. Tanks are fucking chunky. They don't need healing all the time, right? They need healing a good amount of the time, but if you like watch good players, like if you watch like insanely good teams, tanks look like sometimes they're unkillable or they explode, right? The reason for that is because like they have these abilities to mitigate damage constantly, and if they fuck them up, they'll explode. Or the other team combos them, they'll explode. But they're not getting healing all the time. It's on the tanks to stay somewhat alive. Yeah, they need a lot of healing, but they don't need constant healing. So like your witch is like half HP there, you don't even look at her. And like that is your main source of damage. She's still low, up top. She gets out on her own, but honestly, she could have probably went and got a health pack by the time you finally healed her. So like you don't look for people other than your tanks, which is unfortunate because that is where you're gonna have the most impact. Sorry, that's not where you're gonna have the most impact. That's where in your current playstyle you're gonna have the most impact because you're not using your cloak form at all. Your ults haven't been great. Your ult usage hasn't been fantastic. So like if we're gonna stay in the confines of what you're currently doing, that is something you can instantly do. You tried to window, that was great, but no bubble again. You need to bubble something other than yourself. You have not bubbled anyone yet. Your hell is low. Okay, pretty good. Now where's your witch? Where's your witch? Where's your witch? Yeah, you gotta back away though, unfortunate. I'd love to see your cloak form right here. I'd pop a bubble really quick on that corner, and then try to pop the cloak form, try to do a little bit of damage there, and then fade away if possible, because you're just kind of running. Hey, whoa, hey, object permanence, you're not an infant child. You just watched them fly away and went, oh, yep, I guess they're gone, see you later. Hello? Hello? You...
I've got your back, Zero. Always.
Was getting kind of worried there. Our enemies are power.
Can't be doing that. Too focused on healing tanks. Okay, you finally fade. That's pretty good. Do you know where the health pack is? You're bubbling yourself again. That's fine, but like, you know, health pack knowledge is important because then you could be bubbling someone else. You could bubble someone else, go get the health pack yourself. You also have ults. You could ult this too. Okay, that's actually a pretty good ult. I like that one. Where are you gonna go though? Where are you gonna finish? Okay, are you gonna use your cloak form at the end? Use your cloak form, go for their backline. Window? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. No window, okay. Keep it going. Now the Moon Knight. Now shoot the moon. You could have kept going. They don't need heals. Your ult's there. Your ult is gonna keep everyone alive. Immediately just keep in the cloak form, start shooting the Moon Knight. Shoot all the squishies. Could have instantly just killed that guy. Yeah, he's probably gonna die. Yeah, he dies. But it's like you could have been the one that done it. You don't have to rely on nobody else.
Feeling stronger already. 'Twas nothing.
I'm hulking.
Cloak form, cloak form, cloak form, cloak form. Hit him with the whoosh. Hit him with the window.
Just embrace
Okay, that's the other window, but it's fine.
Get that vehicle moving again.
In low elo, I think Cloak and Dagger is tough to rank up because you rely on your team to be good. No, you were wrong. If you go back and watch the beginning of this, you can literally watch the entire thing I've done so far. You are completely wrong. The reason you think that is because you're mimicking how it looks in high level play, but there's small nuances you're not picking up on. You're not picking up on constantly looking for flanks, constantly looking to heal your flankers, constantly looking for other things on the side. You're not as good with your ults. You're not using all of your abilities correctly. Those things is how you min-max, and that's why you look at and you see so much more like raw, just heal pumping. In these ranks, you can absolutely just go Cloak and Dagger for like a half second after your ults, go Cloak form, and kill all their backline. They wouldn't even have looked at them. You could have absolutely soloed every single one of them by yourself, for sure. There's a reason why bronze to GM, unranked to GMs have existed forever, and every time a good player does one, they blow through the ranks super easily. That is not true. If you genuinely believe that and put yourself in that mindset, you will never climb. That is the truth. It's a harsh truth, but it's the truth. And by the way, that's okay. You can play the game for fun. Nothing wrong with that, right? Just have a good time. Do your thing. There's nothing wrong with that either. But like, you're fooling yourself if you're like, well, that's the only way. Like, there's nothing else I could do. Yes, there is. But it's like, that's fine. Like, just, you're having fun? No problem. But don't, yeah, you're kind of lying to yourself at that point. Bubble? Bubble Captain America? Okay, you try to go for the window? Oh, that's fine. Bubble yourself. Hello? So their penny just ran by you at the, just, you don't even acknowledge it. I don't know what, no bubble on yourself where the cap's coming by. You could bubble yourself really quick. I don't know why you're frontlining looking at the enemy team on, like, in your normal form. I don't know why you're shooting at enemies in the... You actually might be the luckiest. Like, you should genuinely potentially buy a lottery ticket. Yo, if you hit the lottery, can you gift me like a couple thousand subs? Like, if you get like a 50, if you get like a 20, no, if you get like 200 million, can you gift me a bunch of subs? Because you genuinely might be the luckiest person I've ever seen in a video game. Watch this. You didn't even fucking know that was there. You just heard it and then just kept walking. Look at how long it took you to... You got hit by 3 talents. You didn't get hit by the double one, not a single time. By the way, if it doesn't know, Moon Knight ult is broken, where sometimes it hits you with double damage, so it's 150 damage and 75. You got hit with 3 75 talents. I've never seen that before. This is the 3rd one you've lived. You actually might be the luckiest player I've ever seen in my entire life.
Us against the world.
Okay, so now you have them ulting. So I would probably pop a bubble on cart for when your team comes back to contest. Unfortunately, though... Did they cap? Yeah, they capped, didn't they? Yeah, I think you guys just C9, didn't you? Yeah. You guys know that you C9s? Hello? Any awareness checks? So you guys let them cap. Is this your fault? Not really. Could you have done things to help? You probably could have bubbled the cart, and that maybe your cap would have came down to touch. Wait, actually, he does come down to touch. But then he runs... Where's he go? Your cap runs away. But if you bubbled the cart... See, that's what I mean about the Puppet Master thing. Like, if you had put the bubble on the cart sooner, you might have just stayed in the bubble because he would have got more healing from it. But, like, you know, it's not really your job to touch there. But what it is your job is to realize that they've capped. And you probably want to start backing away here. You want to back away before you die. You know what's funny is the only threat you actually get recognized is Moon Knight Unk. That's the only thing I see that you actually react to. Bad ult. This is a horrible ult. You should not be ulting in their spawn. Like, realistically, let's say you get a 6-man ult. You kill all of them. Now what? 10 seconds later they respawn. Fine. But yeah, like, this ult is really bad. Like, there's no reason to be ulting in their spawn. Like, even if you, like, fight here till you lose, and then after you lose this fight, then you can ult the next one. Then wherever they ulted, I was just trying to tell you, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you ult here, it's terrible. Like, fight here until you die. Like, let's say you kill 30 seconds off the clock, then the next fight you come back and you ult, and then you win that fight. And guess what? The card's halfway there instead of in their spawn. And then it takes some time to come back, poke you out, all this other stuff. This doesn't do anything. Like, they can literally sit in their spawn and kill you. So, and it's not just you who ulted, I think, right? Oh no, it is just you who ulted. No, the Empfire's up too. So you just use both your support ults. Yeah, you guys are gonna get cooked. You guys are gonna get fucking cooked here in a minute. You know why? That Moon Knight got killed early in the fight. He's back because it's only a 10-second spawn because it's literally coming back from their spawn that's at the door. So you guys are gonna stagger really hard trying to escape. You finally die to a goddamn Moon Knight ult. It's about damn time. To be fair, if you kill them in their spawn, they might win the mental game. You know how you can also win the mental game? By just killing them in their spawn, like 2 or 3 times in a row without ulting. Save the ult for the actual good spot. Like, the ult doesn't do anything. Like, the ult literally does nothing.
Keep going.
You're gonna bank on a potential possibility that you might win the mental game. That's crazy.
Just in this web.
Yeah, you gotta get a little bit closer than this, just because like you don't have sight lines. Your tanks are gonna die, aren't they? There goes one. Gets res. Unfortunate that you lost your res, but you've all of a sudden become a little bit more scared. Well, except the Moon Knight, you're not scared of that guy. It's the only person you actually are not afraid of. Throw your bubble. Put your bubble. Your bubble. Bubble. Any bubblers? Any bubblers? Could have thrown a nice bubble when that guy was on the ground. Would have been fine. Full HP the entire slam. Cap's running around on top of it. So you don't even, because you're not using all of your abilities. You're so hindered. Hey. That was the first cloak fade throw the window that you've done. That was actually good. Okay, this is a good ult. This is actually a really good ult. All right, so you're stacking it. That's fine. Go cloak form. Yes. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. No, don't. You don't have to flip back this form. You can stay where you were. Okay, that was good. That was the first, like, good sequence you've had on this defense. That was pretty damn good. Yeah, you kind of do that thing where you just kind of shoot it whatever. On right now. It's not the worst, but at least like try to shoot it like your tank or something that's really deep. There should be like a target priority. Like, yeah, you don't know, you want to heal flankers a lot too, but like if they're full HP and like your tank's deep, like you might as well just heal them, you know. Don't run into that, please. Okay, you end up fading it, but like I think you were out of it anyways. I don't think you would have got hit. But like, you know, you also ran to it at first. That was a little spooky. A bubble on this corner would help your Venom immensely. Okay, you get exiled. I think you went for the... Did you go for the window there, actually? I think you tried to. Okay, you kill the baby with your team. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, your tanks were left out in the cold, so one of them goes down. A bubble here would go crazy. And maybe you don't need to buy a lottery ticket anymore. I think your luck is run out. You don't react. Like your reaction speed to these things are so slow. The only reason you've gotten away with the other 3 Moon Knight ults is because like you genuinely might have been the luckiest player on the planet. But like now you're not getting away with it anymore. The fades are gonna be slow, but also like, you know, you're not really building your ult very quickly. It's taking you way too long to build ult because you're not using all your abilities. So like in that situation, yeah, you might not be able to flip over to Cloak and Dagger ult in time, or Cloak ult and Fade, or not Cloak ult, sorry, Cloak and then Fade. But you could have pressed your Q or pressed your ult right away, and then you live through that. But you don't have your ult yet because it's taking you so long to build ult. And the reason it's taking you so long to build ult is because you're not using your abilities. Okay. Good ult. It's not my favorite ult because like that's tough. That's a bit of an unlucky right there. It's not my favorite ult because you're in their spawn. But at the same time though, like it wasn't that bad of an ult. You just kind of ran into a penny minefield. That's, you know what, it happens. I'm not gonna get mad at you for that. We've all done it. I will say you probably should throw your bubble down and heal your team when they're getting run at like that by a penny, but at the same time, it's whatever. I think your rocket was really low. Hang on, I need to fact check myself. Did your rocket get really low during that ult? I think he does. 6 HP, holy f***. If he didn't have, oh my good lord. Yeah, that was a little too close. Why don't they blind Penny mid-ult? Because they don't use their abilities. We've been going over this the entire time. Bubble here would go crazy on this corner. Bubble on this corner would go crazy. The reason you put a bubble on this corner right here is it maybe makes your Cap come over and play over here if he wants heals. It also encourages your Venom to play this corner too. Remember, Puppet Mastering.
The moon haunts you.
You did it again. You survived another one. That's crazy. That one you walked out of. Why don't you try to heal your witch when she does that? Again, like you did the same thing a few times. Like this witch ult's really not that good. Or like you don't even try to heal her. Like you just kind of sit here and like left click at the enemy or try to shoot the enemy team. Why are we ulting 2v6? Okay. So you ulted deep where nobody was and then just faded out. I know why you ulted, by the way. I know the answer. But like, I'm asking it as a question just so you think about it. Count the seconds between getting ults and using it. 1833. 2 seconds. You couldn't wait more than 2 seconds to press your ult. 2 seconds. I mean, I guess it forced out enemy Cloak and Dagger ult. No, it didn't. It did not force it out. This is bronze. They're not good. They just hear ult, I press ult. It's not forcing it out. It's they're bad players, and so they hear something and think that they're supposed to press their button back. Dude is nitpicking everything, LMAO. That's the point, you dumb fuck. That's the fucking point. That's the fucking point! What do you think we're here to fucking clap along? No! Jesus Christ! There's no way you're... They walk among us. Yeah, so nobody gets to use this ult at all, unfortunately. Alright. So I would probably back away here a little bit, like back down to low ground, then corner. Oh, bubble?
Even bronze players deserve a shot at gold. Just not this season.
That poor guy getting stomped out over there. Hey. Listen. This is a perfect opportunity to pop a bubble over here or pop a bubble in the Hela and then go back and heal them. Because you're not using your abilities at all or correctly, you're stuck left clicking only one of them. And even though your Venom's still alive and your Cap is still alive, you're falling behind. You're probably so stressed. You're like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
You're the ghost.
Because you're not using your buttons. You're not using your cooldowns. This is how it goes, right? This like you're falling behind and you think everyone needs heals and you're like, you probably apologized. I bet you apologized, said, I'm sorry, I'm trying. Like everyone's taking so much damage. But the reason why everyone's taking so much damage is because you're hard stun locked. Hello? Okay, you got rezzed and I don't think you were paying attention. Yeah, you got webbed right after, but like you didn't really move at first. So, oh, big Hela ult.
The light always comes back.
Okay, so they end up.
Score 2-2-3.
Did they C9 or did you guys just win? Oh no, you guys just won. Crazy. You didn't really have much impact at the end though. You know what I mean? Like, I mean this was with all love, but there was only 2 or 3 times the entire game where you had an impact. Their team was really fucking bad. Your team was way fucking better. So even though the stat line looks like you popped off, you really didn't do a whole lot, right? And it's like, I'm not saying that as like, you suck. It's like, your Hela has 54 kills. This is probably an alt account. If you look at the opposite team, their highest is 22,000 damage. And that's the Moon Knight, who's been shooting your tanks the entire time. Your team's light years better. You can even see in the final blows department right here. So if you continue to play that you play, the way you play, you will not have impact and you will constantly be up to whether your teammate's being good or not. That is a good example of someone who's like, I can't climb because my teammates are bad. Correct, because you are not doing anything. You are waiting for them to do stuff. That's not good.